Going on a short-term missions trip is not like a collegiate road trip. For a short-term missions trip to be meaningful, it must fulfill a need, create relationships, have thorough preparation, field a unified team, and leave a positive impression. One such meaningful short-term trip was taken in 2008 by a team from Mount Paran Church of God in Atlanta, Georgia. The idea for the trip was birthed by Greg Clark, missions pastor, and by the World Missions Board of the church. Having hosted and supported missionaries Tommy and Poppy Smith for 15 years, the board desired to both observe their work firsthand and to participate in ministry alongside them. After confirming the need for the missions trip, the next step was to throw out a net of communication to see whose heart would be captured by the opportunity. The church bulletin, website, weekly church emails, as well as a dinner where all short-term trips were presented, netted a 5-member team. Getting the team ready for the trip was deliberate and took place over a matter of months. Bill Pratt was chosen as the leader. He and Pastor Clark communicated with the team through email, phone, and conference calls. In addition, the team members attended the short-term missions retreat Mount Paran held in April 2008. Another part of preparation was having a resource person in Indonesia. Since the team was going to minister with Tommy and Poppy Smith, they were the contact. The Smiths set up logistics there, such as transportation, ministry event, hotels, and more. Each team member raised their own support for the trip. Having a good relationship with friends, family, and even corporate sponsors is vital to meeting the expense of a trip such as this. Specific duties were assigned to each team member. Jen Carpenter was the main storyteller. Deidre Steed was an actress and activities leader. Ashley Holland acted and was the behind-the-scenes administrative assistant. James Pratt acted, testified, taught, and helped. Bill Pratt was the team leader, looking after finances and testifying in services. The trip was memorable for a variety of reasons. Bill and James Pratt were both returning to Indonesia after living there as teens while their father was the Church of God representative. Bill reflects on the first service when he was asked to testify. Brother Tommy introduced me, and I stood up thinking he would interpret, but he stepped aside and let me testify in Indonesian. I had not spoken Indonesian in an assembly in over 30 years. I began to speak like I had just left a few days ago. Jim says, the most memorable part of the trip was the children as they left the service, shaking and kissing the back of our hands and placing our hands with theirs on their foreheads as a sign of respect and honor. It broke my heart. Deidre remembered there was a young girl with a disability that forced her to walk on the sides and tops of her feet. The love and compassion the other girls showed her made her feel a part of the group. This was a stark contrast to how children with physical disabilities are treated by their peers in other places. Ashley shared, the most memorable parts of the trip were numerous. The beautiful landscapes outside of Jakarta, the beautiful faces of the children, their loving and sweet nature, the flights to and from Jakarta, the cultural differences, the outrageous driving conditions, as well as the generosity and love of the Indonesian people. What was accomplished by the trip? The team members express, each of us left with a sense of urgency to spread the gospel and to be open to anything God has in store for us. The children were left with an undeniable knowledge that people who were different and lived far away loved them. Missionaries Tommy and Poppy Smith received the camaraderie and fellowship of the team who represented a church family who has sponsored their ministry for over 15 years. Mount Paran received a fresh vision of the field, where they had been investing in the field of souls. God received the glory. Love was given, love was received. It was a meaningful short-term missions trip.